Your landlord is counting on the fact that you are too busy or too scared to fight for your security deposit back. They see your $1,000 as a bonus for them rather than a refundable payment for you. Imagine finishing a long semester and moving out of your apartment after cleaning it until it shines. You hand over the keys and wait for that big check to arrive in the mail a few weeks later. Instead of a check, you get a letter saying you actually owe them more money for fake cleaning fees. This happens to thousands of students every single year because landlords think students do not know the law. They assume you lost your lease and that you did not take any pictures when you moved in. Today, we are looking at how one student named Alex turned the tables on a landlord who tried this. Alex did not just get his money back, but he also taught that landlord a very expensive lesson. If you are renting an apartment right now, this is the most important story you will hear this year. By the time we finish, you will know exactly how to protect your cash from greedy property managers. Let us start at the very beginning when Alex first signed the lease for his tiny college apartment. Alex was a smart guy who had heard horror stories about landlords keeping deposits for no reason. When he moved in, he did something that most people are too tired or too lazy to do. He spent 2 hours taking high-quality photos of every single corner of that empty apartment. He took pictures of the inside of the oven and the back of the dusty closets. He even took a video of the ceiling to prove there were no water stains or hidden cracks. Alex then emailed those photos to himself, so the date and time would be permanently recorded. He also kept the original signed lease in a special folder on his computer and in a physical drawer. Most students just toss their lease in the trash after a month, but that is a huge mistake. Your lease is the only set of rules that tells the landlord what they can and cannot charge. Alex lived in that apartment for 2 years, and he was a very quiet and clean tenant. He paid his rent on time every month and always reported maintenance issues through the official portal. When it came time to graduate and move out, Alex spent an entire weekend scrubbing the floors. He made sure the fridge was empty and the windows were clear enough to see through perfectly. He invited the landlord for a final walkthrough, but the landlord said he was too busy to come. That should have been the first red flag for Alex, because a walkthrough is your biggest protection. If a landlord refuses to walk through with you, they are often setting a trap for later. Alex did not panic, and instead he took another 200 photos of the clean and empty rooms. He took a photo of the keys sitting on the counter, and then he locked the door behind him. 3 weeks later, Alex was sitting in his new place waiting for his $1,500 deposit check. The mail finally arrived, but the envelope did not contain a check for $1,500. Instead, it contained a detailed list of charges that added up to exactly $1,550. The landlord claimed the carpets needed a professional deep clean that cost $700. He claimed the walls needed a full repaint because of excessive scuffs, which cost $500. The rest of the money was taken for cleaning the stove and hauling away supposed bags of trash. Alex was furious because he knew for a fact that he had left that place in perfect condition. He knew there was no trash left behind, and the carpets were just as clean as day one. Most students would have just complained to their friends and then given up because they felt powerless. But Alex had his folder of evidence, and he knew the law was actually on his side here. He knew that landlords are legally required to allow for what is called normal wear and tear. Normal wear and tear includes things like light footprints on a carpet or tiny nail holes for pictures. A landlord cannot charge you for a brand new carpet just because the old one is 2 years older. Alex started by writing a very polite but very firm email to the landlord asking for proof. He asked to see the receipts for the professional cleaning and the photos of the alleged trash. The landlord replied with a very rude message telling Alex to stop bothering him or he would sue. This is a classic bullying tactic used to make young people feel like they are in legal trouble. The landlord assumed that a threat of a lawsuit would make Alex disappear forever and stay quiet. But Alex knew that a landlord cannot just make up numbers without showing real invoices and receipts. He decided it was time to take this to the next level and file a formal legal dispute. In many places, there is a specific board or a small claims court just for these rental issues. Filing a claim usually costs very little money, and you do not even need a lawyer to do it. Alex paid a small $30 fee and filled out the paperwork at the local courthouse. He attached copies of his move-in photos and his move-out photos to the official claim form. The court then sent a summons to the landlord telling him he had to show up and explain. Suddenly, the landlord was not so tough anymore because he had to answer to a judge now. The landlord tried to call Alex and offer him $500 to just drop the whole case. Alex knew his evidence was worth way more than a $500 pity payment from a liar. He told the landlord that he would see him in court for the full $1,500. The day of the hearing arrived, and Alex showed up with a neatly organized binder of documents. He had his lease and his text messages and his beautiful high-resolution photos printed out in color. The landlord showed up late and looked like he had not prepared a single piece of evidence. The judge asked the landlord to show the receipts for the $700 carpet cleaning. The landlord started stuttering and said he had his brother-in-law do the work for cash instead. The judge frowned because a landlord cannot charge professional rates for an unverified cash job. Then the judge asked to see the photos of the trash that the landlord claimed was left behind. The landlord pulled out a blurry photo of a single soda can sitting on a kitchen counter. Alex then showed his photo of that exact same counter looking completely empty when he left. The judge looked at the metadata on Alex's photo, which proved it was taken minutes before leaving. It became very clear to everyone in the room that the landlord had placed that can there himself. The landlord had literally fabricated evidence to try and steal a student's hard-earned money. The judge was not happy at all because judges do not like it when people lie in their courtroom. Alex then pointed out a clause in his lease that said cleaning fees must be reasonable. He showed the judge that the landlord was charging double the market rate for a simple cleaning. He also showed the text messages where the landlord had refused to do the final walkthrough. The judge noted that by skipping the walkthrough, the landlord lost his chance to point out issues. If a landlord does not give you a chance to fix a problem, they often cannot charge you. The hearing lasted less than 30 minutes because the evidence was just so one-sided and clear. The judge ruled that the landlord had acted in bad faith and was withholding the money illegally. In many states, acting in bad faith means the landlord has to pay back double or triple the deposit. The judge ordered the landlord to pay Alex $3,000, which was twice the original amount. The landlord looked like he wanted to disappear into the floor, while Alex felt a huge relief. This victory was not just about the money, but it was about standing up to a bully. Alex had spent maybe 10 hours total on the whole process, from photos to the court date. That means he earned $300 an hour for the time he spent fighting for his rights. If you are a student, you probably do not make that kind of money at your part-time job. This is why documentation is the most profitable thing you can do during your college years. Let us break down the exact steps Alex took so you can do the exact same thing. Step 1 is the move-in inspection, which must happen before you move a single box inside. Do not trust the landlord's checklist because they often miss the small things that cost money. Check the tops of the kitchen cabinets and the baseboards behind the doors for any old dust. Check the window screens for tiny holes and check the blinds to see if any slats are cracked. Turn on every single faucet to make sure they do not leak and flush every single toilet. If anything is wrong, you must send an email to the landlord immediately with a photo of it. If you just tell them over the phone, there's no proof that the conversation ever happened. Landlords conveniently forget phone calls, but they cannot delete an email that you have saved. Step 2 is keeping a log of every single repair request you make during the school year. If the sink leaks and it ruins the cabinet under it, you need proof that you reported it. If you don't have proof, the landlord will blame you for the water damage when you move out. Keep a folder on your phone or in the cloud specifically for photos of things that break. Step 3 is understanding the difference between Al calls wear and tear. Damage is a hole in the wall from a party or a giant red wine stain on the white carpet. Wear and tear is the slight fading of the paint or the thin spots in the carpet from walking. You are responsible for damage, but the landlord is responsible for the cost of wear and tear. Many landlords try to make tenants pay to refresh the unit for the next person moving in. That is illegal because the landlord is supposed to use their own profit to maintain the building. Step 4 is the move-out process, which is where most students get lazy and lose their money. You must clean the apartment like you are expecting a visit from the president of the university. Wipe down the inside of the microwave and make sure the crumbs are gone from the drawers. Once the place is empty, take your final photos and make sure the lighting is very bright. Record a video walking through the whole place while stating the current date and time out loud. Ask for a final walkthrough in writing, and if they say no, you must save that message. Step 5 is the demand letter, which is a formal letter you send if they keep your deposit. You can find templates for these online, and they usually give the landlord 10 days to pay. A professional demand letter shows the landlord that you know your rights and are ready to fight. Many landlords will send the money back immediately once they see you are not an easy target. If the demand letter fails, then step 6 is filing your claim in the small claims court. Do not be intimidated by the court building because it is designed for regular people to use. The clerks at the desk are usually very helpful and will tell you exactly which forms to sign. You do not need a law degree to tell a judge that your apartment was clean when you left. Just speak clearly and show your photos and let the evidence do the heavy lifting for you. Remember that the burden of proof is usually on the landlord to justify keeping your money. They must prove that the damage exists, and they must prove exactly how much it costs to fix. Without real receipts from real companies, most judges will throw the landlord's claims away. The reason Alex won was because he was organized and he stayed calm during the whole ordeal. He did not yell at the landlord, and he did not use bad language in his emails. He kept everything professional and focused on the facts of the condition of the property. Being a student does not mean you have fewer rights than any other person living in the house. Your security deposit is your money, and it is essentially a short-term loan you give the landlord. They are legally obligated to give that loan back unless you actually broke something or stayed dirty. It is time to stop letting property managers treat student deposits like a yearly bonus for themselves. If every student followed Alex's lead, the rental market would become much fairer for everyone. The more people fight back, the less likely landlords are to try these scams in the future. They do it because it works 9 times out of 10 because people just give up and walk away. Be the one person who does not walk away, and you will likely get your money back with interest. Take those photos today, even if you have already been living there for a few months. It is never too late to document the current state of your home to prevent future lies. Check your local laws because some cities have very strict rules that favor the tenant. Some places require the landlord to put your deposit in a separate bank account that earns interest. If they fail to do that, they might have to give you the whole thing back regardless of damage. Knowledge is your best weapon when dealing with a powerful person like a building owner. Alex is now living in a new city, and he used that $3,000 to buy a great sofa. He still takes photos of every place he moves into because he knows how much they are worth. Don't let your hard-earned money stay in a landlord's pocket when it belongs in yours. Watch this next video to see how to spot red flags in a lease before you ever sign.